Alright, Shalom. It's the brothers from GMS Atlanta. I want to start off by giving our praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWSHI. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And a Shalom to all the occupants that are pushing the word in sincerity and the truth. And we just want to entitle this Overcome the World with the Spirit. You know, like the brother, well, this is a good, topic. Like the brother in Mississippi had made a statement that these different demons is getting stronger and stronger. So, this basically kind of weighs out with that topic and amongst different things that we was discussing. Because as this path that we going into, as we get closer and closer, these spirits is actually going to hone down harder and harder onto us. So we got to actually be more concentrated and focused and serious in this truth so that we don't get etched out of this path, man. These demons is progressively getting worse. They're trying us on all avenues. So through the spirit of YAHAWSHI, we have to survive solely off of these words in this book, man. Just like YAHAWSHI, or YAHAWSHI, through the power of Yahawah, when he walked his walk, when you read it in the book of Matthew, of course, the Gospels, Mark, Luke, and John, how did the Lord overcome the different tests and things of such? Through the scriptures, He went to the book of Isaiah. He went through the different scriptures to basically overcome Satan himself and overcome these different demons. So it's the same thing that we have to do in this fight, in this battle that we're walking. We have to overcome it through the Spirit. The words of the Lord, praying, fasting, counseling, doing everything that the scriptures tells us as an instructionary guide, so to speak, to overcome. So, hopefully brothers will be edified. We'll just jump straight into it. Got that,
This is 1 John 1:13.
Nah, what's the other one?
1 Peter 5:8.
Yeah, you get to start on 1 Peter 5:8. Galatians 5:16. Read that.
All right. 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Right. The scripture says, be sober and be vigilant. And it's truth, you have to have a sense of awareness, because you have these demons on the prowl, man. Whether it's in the spirit or in these basically manifest on a material base. Whether it's through your woman, whether it's through your job. These demons is actually on the prowl, and the only way you can overcome it is basically displaying the spirit of YAHAWSHI, knowing that the proper wisdom and the proper having the proper knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to overcome these different spirits. Like I said, because Satan, as a roaring lion, seeketh to whom he may devour. When you see a lion in this natural habitat, when it's looking to devour, what does the lion do? It takes the low. It basically disguises itself in the grass, in the vegetation, and it actually creeps down and it goes on a prowl. When the gazelles or the zebras or whatever, and the natural habitat, the prey, is actually in a sense of unawareness. So when the lion gets close enough, what does it do? It jumps and it pounces down on the prey due to their lack of their lack of awareness, being very naive. So that's why in the truth, we have to be aware of the spiritual demon Satan, because he's out hunting. He's lurking for souls of men. He's not lurking for these different people in the world. They're already conquered. These drug dealers and these dope boys and these, wicked niggas, that's not who Satan looking to basically throw the net over. They're already caught. He's looking to catch the men that's actually looking to serve and strive in the spirit of YAHAWSHI. So this is the battle of the left-hand side versus the right-hand side. Us against the spiritual demon Satan. And it's only one way to overcome the spirit of, Satan, with the spirit of the Lord. The words of the scriptures. All right? Read that over.
1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Yeah, see, he walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. These different spirits is looking to go. Good, okay. These different spirits is looking to basically take us out in this truth. So you got to walk with a sense of awareness, and you have to walk with a sense of fear. When you're a prey in an environment, you should walk with fear. If you're not, you will be devoured. When you look at gazelles, like we were just not speaking on the lion, I just said this on the lion aspect. You know, when you look at gazelles, the different prey, they don't move comfortably. All right, they keep their ears basically keen. Their vision is basically circular, so to speak.
Yeah, how you sense awareness.
They like the brother just said, a heightened sense of awareness. You know, they're very up on their toes, so to speak, very quick to bounce the area that they're at. You know, because they know that there's actual, animals and opportunist predators that's actually looking to take them out. Whether from above, you got leopards that actually take these different, preys out. Leopards that actually climb from an aerial sense of point of view, to just pounce down. You got different poisonous animals on the ground. So you, as prey, you have to be aware of all things, man. You have to watch all things. You have to watch the ground. You have to watch what's above you. Watch what's around you. You have to be aware. That's why the scripture says to be sober. Sober is a sense of awareness. When you're drunk and unsober, you don't know what the hell is going on. Read that over.
Time. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Right. He says he's walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And he's not looking to devour the strong. He's looking to devour the weak. All right? The ones that doesn't have their heads on a swivel and not paying attention. That's not staying close to the flock. All right? It's a little bit more.
Okay. Verse 9. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
Keep going.
But the power of all grace, who have called us into his eternal glory by YAHAWSHI Mashiach, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you.
See that? That's what we're looking to be. Strengthen and establish. And what else it said?
Strengthen. After that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect.
Perfect. This truth is all about perfection. You should be strive for perfection. Like it tells you in Psalms, mark the perfect man. Be ye perfect as your Father is in heaven. When YAHAWSHI walked, on the earth, he was perfect. When you read how he dealt with different people in the world, he walked around unscathed, without spot and blame, because he had the wisdom and the knowledge to overcome all demons and all principalities that stood before him. Keep going.
Make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you.
See? Strengthen, and what's the last part?
Settle you.
Settle you?
Settle, like settle.
Okay, yeah, settle. Because in this truth, you have to be settled. In this truth, you have to be rooted, and you have to be a sure foundation. And if you're not rooted, guess what? You need to sit down and get rooted. You need to sit down and build your spirit so that them spirits don't take you out of this truth. Like it says in Ezra's, let not the basically the unbelief of different people trouble you, because there's a lot of people that actually don't believe in this truth, and you can't let this world cleave onto you, distract you from the path, man. It's all kind of different spirits and all kind of vibrations and demons out here, but you have to keep your sanity. You have to keep your mentality and hone in on your gift and keep your path pure. It's a lot of men that come in this truth, and as they progressively walk, they progressively get weaker, man. Due to the fact that lack of studying, lack of reading, lack of discipline, getting up with brothers and really building their spirit, honing in on their talents, overcoming them different spirits, rebuking Satan, and eventually they succumb. A lot of men, they fall short, due to the fact of not fearing. That's why I just said that before, and it's truth. That's the first thing, that's the first thing that's the principal thing in this truth, man, fear. Through fear, it helps you receive wisdom and retain wisdom and knowledge, actually know how to move in this world, to not suffer from hurt,
That's right. And to keep your eyes single.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the hardest things, is not getting distracted in a world full of distractions, all right, and demons. that that can be a struggle, because everything is this whole world is designed to keep you from realizing and maintaining your knowledge of the truth. All right, everything is trying to throw you off your path. So you just gotta counter that spirit and let righteousness outweigh the wickedness.
Mm-hmm.
Can I build on your point really quick up?
Yeah.
Just like the verse, like verse 10 says, it says, who have called us into his eternal glory through YAHAWSHI. After that, ye have suffered a while. A lot of Jake, man, they want to avoid that suffering. Like the topic at hand, overcome the flesh through the spirit. But really, like the scripture goes into later, it says, after ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish you, strengthen and settle you. Like you have to actually, really embrace that suffering, and don't try to remove yourself from the suffering too quickly. Like you have to actually, live and dwell in that, because through the spirit, that's how you become stronger to actually conquer your flesh.
That's right.
Yeah.
It actually burns you. It's a purified agent. The hell and the stress, sometimes even, being depressed and down, and, sometimes down, it actually it takes a molding effect, like the brother just said, So you can't wiggle and try to weave, sometimes you gotta let the Most High do his work, because at the end of the day, just like it says, through much suffering shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. That's a way of overcoming these demons, man. Just staying down and, actually, being patient. This truth is all about being patient and basically building up the spirit of YAHAWSHI to overcome in this fight. Whether, sometimes demons, you don't take them out on a day base, Sometimes demons actually dwell in your spirit for a number of times. But you have to constantly be there. You have to constantly work at yourself. This truth is all about character buildup, developing new attributes and new skill sets, and building and killing your old man. Growing day by day. But you said you had a precept, right?
Yeah, this this is 1 John chapter 2 verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Yeah, love not the world, So, what does this world consist of? Just vanity, who said that? King Solomon? I saw all the works under heaven, and behold, it is all vanity.
Right.
All right, so everything here, it just basically, it has no real purpose. It has no real meaning outside of this truth and right. If it's basically not in righteousness, then it's pointless.
Right. Because this is like a vampire society, where it really sucks the souls of individuals. And if you look around, that's why in the book of Ezekiel and even David, he referenced it as basically the valley of the shadow of death. And Ezekiel was known as the valley of dry bones, where nothing exists. This world actually tugs and tries to strip you out of your faith. So if you're not established and you're not right in the spirit and you're not honing in and actually building on the spirit of the Lord, then you will be sucked away, man. Because this world has a great pull. It has a great, drawing energy. That's why the scripture says don't love the world. Don't even embrace this place. When you read it in Michael, what he said, flee from this place. Get the hell away from this place. Yeah. Read that over.
This is verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Right. Hate this world, man. See this world for the filth that it actually is, man. This isn't a place where you're going to get you a nice little wife, you're going to get you a nice car, you're going to get you a nice spot, and you're going to live the American dream. Nah, man, we in hell. We're in a place where we were brought here to suffer. And the only way for us to get out of this place is to serve YAHAWSHI. All right, and turn from our sins and to wake up the elect, work out our own salvation. This is a mission, man.
That's right.
In a mission, you don't fucking lollygag and play around. You keep your head on the swivel and keep your eye on the prize. If not, then you will be scoped out from the enemy, and you will get taken out in that time from lack of knowing how to move, man. When you see somebody on the battlefield, you know, that dictates life or death. You know, if your mind is right and you make the right movements and you keep yourself covered and you know you play the proper strategy, then you survive on the battlefield.
Okay.
If you walk like a fucking fool and you do what the hell you want to do on the battlefield and you walk unaware, you die on the battlefield. It's plain as that.
Yep.
Because it's all kind. When you on the battlefield, what's there? You got all kind of mines. You got all kind of different people that's scoping to take you out, whether it's regular civilians in the area, spies, snipers. You know,
you gotta be circumspect.
You have to be very circumspect
at all times too.
Yeah.
You can't. There's the second you slip, that can be a second your fucking head blown off.
That's right. Kind. Yeah. There's more on that.
Yeah, kind. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Right. If any man embraces this world, the love of YAHAWSHI is not in him. Because there's nothing good that's going to come out of this world. We know what this world is full of. Just sin. Homosexuality, lesbianism, women liberations, and filthiness, man. Madness. Everything that's against the words of the Lord. So we don't have no light in this place, man. Our job is to overcome this place through the Spirit of the Lord and rebuke this place, condemn this place. You know? Show the world what it actually is. Give this place a true mirror of itself. Like it says in Isaiah the 47th chapter, lifting the skirts of Babylon. You know, showing the nakedness and the filth of this place. You know? So that our people, the elect of the nation of Israel, will see Babylon for how it is and flee this place. All right? That's how you overcome this kingdom. That's through the Spirit of the Lord. When YAHAWSHI, when the different disciples, when they was in the different kingdoms that they was in, they always talked down upon the places they was, living in. They always had the Spirit to actually condemn and show that this wasn't the place that you want to actually be in. This is a place of temporary dwellings, and it's a place of condemnation, so that we could get, out of this place and overcome this and get to the next path, man. You know, when you read about it in, like I said, in the Lord's time, what did the disciples push for? The kingdom of heaven. It wasn't trying to get comfortable in Rome, looking to get some type of taxing, reduce taxes and try to get their settlements,
401k.
Yeah, 401k and looking for the goodies
looking for benefits out of the society.
The benefits of the society. Looking to be a part of it. No, they was looking to get the fuck up out of it, man. That's why their main job was what? To condemn it. They knew it was only one way of crushing that society that they was in, and it was through the Spirit of the Lord. So it's the same thing now. The only way we can get out of this place is pushing out the energy of YAHAWSHI and shattering this place from the inside out. You got something?
So John 17 and 14. I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them. All right, so, YAHAWSHI, gave us the word, all right? And as a result of us being into this word and being into the truth, all right, we receive hate from the world. Just like the brother said, just like the brother just read, that, if any man love the world, then the love of the Lord is not in him. So guess what? That hate is reciprocated. Not only do you hate the world, but the world is gonna hate you in return. All right, because it's totally polar opposite. Your spirit is basically opposite to the world, so it's always gonna be, it's always gonna be that repel. Just like magnets. When you have totally opposite forces, you can't bring them together. All right.
One will consume the other.
Yeah, one exactly. It says, I have given them thy word, and the world had hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world.
Right. So
YAHAWSHI telling you, he's not of the world. All right, because the things of this world is just pure wickedness. And Job 9:24 tells you that basically that the wicked has rulership of the world. All right. So for you to be a part of this world, you basically the wicked.
You have to subscribe to the wicked ideologies of this place.
Exactly.
You have to actually be under the beast.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So it's like you got to pick your side in this truth, man. Is you gonna be on the side of the Lord, or is you gonna be a part of this kingdom?
That's
Scripture
right.
say you cannot eat of the bread of the Most High and the bread of man.
Mm-hmm.
You know. You can't have a 1 foot in and 1 foot out, but you can bring out what you have.
This is back over in 1 John chapter 2, verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life.
Right, and that's what these people, run after. The lust of the flesh. What's the lust of the flesh? Tattoos, the club, and just whatever their adrenaline desires and whatever their flesh desires, adultery, wickedness.
Their dreams.
Yep. What it said in the lust after the what?
The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes.
The lust of the eyes, I would just say like shopping, different things these different people desire. Money. What do you say? Money, cars, clothes, hoes.
Yeah.
It said in the pride of life, because these people are proud, man.
Over materialistic gain.
Yeah, materialistic gain that doesn't add up to anything.
Mm-hmm.
These different people that's actually driving their mind to get something in this world, they're not getting anything. That's why it's known as a dream. A dream is something that you live temporarily, and then you wake up and see that you don't have, basically what it is, what you actually dreamed or thought that you had.
Yeah, it's
you
just
wake
like,
up to reality.
Yeah. If I could add, it's just like that saying, money can't buy happiness, man. And that's true. All that money and all the material gain that these people get, all right, it's not fulfilling, all right, because they don't have the spirit of the Lord. That's the only way that you can be fulfilled.
That's
and,
right.
And on top of that, if when you were a child, when you really wanted a toy, really, really fucking bad, all right, and guess what happens when you finally get that toy? All right, you play with it for like a week, and then what do? You just throw it, you throw it out. You're just like, all right, well, it was cool. I got it now.
That was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. But that's how things in this world. That's how possessions in this world are. It's like, yeah, I might want this car really bad, but then once you get it, it's like, okay, I got it now. All right, so and then you get the 2017 whatever. And then, in 2 years, now that's old. So now you got to get the new shit. You know what I'm saying? So you can never be fulfilled in the world.
This place is not meant to satisfy you. It's meant to actually drive you crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're unplugged from the matrix.
Yeah.
And we see this place for how it is. And our job in this truth is to unplug the elect. The ones that's actually, like it says in Ezekiel, sighing and crying. And after the 144,000, like it says in Revelation, the 7th chapter, after they're still, then the end shall come. So that's the mission. Until that mission is accomplished, then the end won't come.
That's right.
Of course, there's going to be a lot of prophecies that's actually going to speed up the path of the end. But we have a serious job to do. That's why we entitled this lesson to overcome this flesh with the spirit. Which I have a precept to add on that, but you go finish on what you had.
I was looking to finish too.
Okay, whatever.
Go finish up.
The lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
Right. See, it's not of the Most High. These different people be in the churches clapping and singing. There's millions of people in this country, in this world, that actually go to church and they claim that they're actually Bible-based believers. But in the background, they're worshiping Satan, man.
Okay.
Majority of these people worship Satan. It's plain as that. And if they come to you too close and they spread their demons on you, then Satan gonna be all over you. That's why in this truth, like it tells you in the book of Ezra, get thee like men unto yourself. Get with men with the same mentality, man. Get with men with elevated thoughts that's looking to overcome this place. If you're a revolutionary or you looking to revolt against a kingdom, you don't get with fucking conformists, man.
Yeah, and I was watching a video, and it was basically like, if you're around five, it was basically the difference between the poor and the rich, and it said if you surround one of the things that they based it off of is who you surround yourself with. If you're poor and you surround yourself with four other poor people, guess who's the fifth? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be you. So if you hang around people that are poor spiritually and wicked, then you can be a spiritually poor and wicked nigga. It's just simple.
You're not gonna produce no fruit.
Exactly. Yeah, you
So,
got yeah. Okay, I got. I'm gonna finish up on this. It says, "I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world." This is John 17 and 15. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from evil. So YAHAWSHI is basically saying, like, they still have to live in the world. Talking about the elect, He's basically praying to the Father, saying that, I pray not that you take them out of the world, because that's actually how we grow, and that's how we experience certain things. But it says, but that thou shouldest keep them from evil. So it's not that we just gonna, remove ourselves from the world and just say, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna just, we just gonna say, fuck it, fuck this side, and just, you might commit suicide and just go to the spirit world, right?
Yeah.
No, that's copping out. You still have to deal with the world, but, you have to keep yourself from evil.
Yeah. Just because you go AWOL doesn't mean that the battle is over, man.
That's right.
Just because you cut out the video game doesn't mean that you beat the game, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the middle of a battle, and then the only way to overcome it is to team up with warriors and to overcome this thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
As a cohesive unit, to attack this place and destroy it, from the grid base, so to speak. That's what the Most High set us on a mission for, to overcome this place through His Spirit, And a lot of men, they lack patience. They see, that they want instant gratification. They want to, defeat this place quick. No, this thing is drawing out. This place wasn't built overnight. It's not going to be destroyed overnight. This is a gradual thing. This is, like Alex Jones, he has that, the website, of course, the Info Wars. This is an information war.
Mm-hmm.
Through the spirit and the words that we actually push, and that's how we kill this place. That's how we shatter this, this kingdom and destroy its worth from exposing.
Yeah.
When you expose somebody, that's one of the worst ways of killing somebody's character.
Yeah.
They say that you assassinating my character.
Mm-hmm.
So is that not what we're doing to this place? We're assassinating the character and the spirit of Babylon, man.
Yeah. Some more on that. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them
because we're in the spirit of YAHAWSHI.
Yeah.
That's why we're not in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're here, doesn't mean we're a part of this thing. We pushing out the Lord's agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Sanctify them through thy truth.
Yeah, sanctify them, make them holy.
Mm-hmm.
See, we're holy men. Even though we're your so-called local African Americans that's born in Atlanta, Alabama, New York, California. We're sanctified through the spirit of YAHAWSHI, like it says in Isaiah the 61st chapter.
That's
The
right.
Lord anointed us to preach good tidings to the kingdom, man. Release read that real fast. Hold that.
Right.
Isaiah 61:1. And this is a heavy, job. This is a heavy mission. And you can't take light of this mission like this is just an easy operation. This takes all your energy, all your soul to really, fight this battle. You got that?
Okay. This is Isaiah 61:1. The spirit of Yahawah power is upon me, because Yahawah hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek.
Yeah, see, like you just read about the sanctification. This is why we're sanctified, to preach good tidings. The good news unto the meek is the kingdom of heaven is for you. Repent, for ours is the kingdom of heaven, the elect of the nation of Israel. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're next up. Walk like it, man. Push the spirit of YAHAWSHI, because when He makes His return, He's going to clean everything up. And if you're not clean, you're gonna be cleaned up with Esau in this kingdom. Read a little bit more, Sure.
He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
Right, this is how we bind up the brokenhearted, them that don't know the path. And who are them that don't know the path? The elect that's actually still scattered in this world and still walking, according to the course of this world.
Right.
Through the labor of the apostles and elders, pushing this truth out for decades, that's how we got woken up. We have to show the same gratitude. A lot of men be in this truth for 1 or 2 years, 3 years. They see that they want the kingdom to come then. Hey, sometimes the kingdom doesn't, sometimes it doesn't go as planned. Which brothers already see that firsthand. Just like in the time of the disciples, they pushed the truth out and they thought that the kingdom was gonna go according to their agenda. It didn't go as planned.
It happened in their lifetime.
And it happened in their lifetime. So you have to be patient, man. The Lord said, basically plant this word and wait for its good fruits.
Yeah.
Which we believe through the Spirit of YAHAWSHI, which we know that is going to occur in this lifetime. It's all about we operating on faith, but we have to push it out, man. We have to keep continuing in this and don't dry up, man. Keep them living waters in you. Keep feeding off of the Spirit and keep pushing and destroying this place through the Spirit of YAHAWSHI. Like it says, read that one part over.
He hath bind me up. You want to start?
Yeah, that part right there.
He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
Right. See, this is the reason why we're sent. This is the reason why we're called. This is our reasonable service to get what's that? Read that one part over.
He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
To bind up the brokenhearted, because our people's minds is broken.
Okay.
How are their minds broken? By eating off of the ideologies of this world, living and drinking of this Babylonian juice. Not knowing right from wrong. Like it tells you in Hosea 4:6, from being destroyed for lack of knowledge. So our job is to bind them up and give them the knowledge through the Spirit of the Lord. Teach them the wisdom, teach them the knowledge, teach them right from wrong, and to serve YAHAWSHI. Keep going.
To proclaim liberty to the captives.
See, when we proclaim liberty, where do we go to? The highways and byways. And it said to the captives. Who are the ones that's captive? Who was brought here on cargo slave ships and beat and forced to serve in this country against their will? The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? But this is our way out. This is our golden ticket. Keep going.
And the opening of the prison to them that are bound.
See, the opening of the prison to them that are bound. Like the scripture says, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. This is the way that the prisons get open, through your spirit and your mind. Because you can be physically free, but you can be mentally bound. So through the Spirit of YAHAWSHI, this is how we broken the locks of our mind. And our job is to continue that, echo that same spirit for the ones that's actually still locked down, the ones that's still broken up, that don't have the truth.
Yeah, because like the brother said, you can be physically free, and that's what Jacob, that's the condition of Jake today. They're physically free, but they're mentally bound. All right, and that's how Esau has transitioned his slavery. He's transitioned it from being a physical, physical thing to being a mental. So it's no longer about, being physical, because you can go wherever you want. You can drive wherever you want. You can you can pretty much do whatever you want in America physically. But the thing is, you don't even know that Esau has you in chains mentally. All right, because you don't even know who you are. Number one, all right, and you don't have any power.
Yep.
All right. So
and that's our job through the Spirit of the Lord, to restore our people back to what? Their power. YAHAWSHI. Mm-hmm. Keep going. There's a little bit more on this.
No, that was it.
Okay. I got a little bit more. 17. Sanctify them through thy truth.
See, that sanctify them, make them holy through thy truth. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. Thy word is truth.
Thy word is truth. So in order to overcome this world, we have to overcome them through the truth. What is the truth? the words. John 1:1.
Mm-hmm.
The spirit that YAHAWSHI gave us to comfort these words. This is how we overcome this place. Like I said, I will give you a mouth and words that your adversary shall neither gainsay nor resist.
Yeah.
I have given you power to tread upon serpents, and nothing that the adversary shall do shall basically take you out. Hebrews 4:12. Somebody get that. This word is power. Like it showed you that in the book of Eli, when Carnage was looking to get the scriptures from Eli, he was like, I want that book. Why was he so adamant and so aggressive with getting the book? Because this word has power. This is what raises up souls. This is what makes you a man. This is what helps you overcome and build. This the spirit of the Lord. You got that in Hebrews?
This is Hebrews 4:12. For the word of the Most High, YAHAWSHI, is quick and powerful.
See, the Lord's word is quick, it's lively, and it's powerful. These words have power to them. When you go into these different scriptures and you break it down to different people, they be astonished. Like, whoa, you coming from something I ain't never heard of. Because this is a powerful book. Mm-hmm. Keep going.
And sharper than any two-edged sword.
Right, this is a sharp. The words that we speak through the Lord's scriptures is sharp. They're irrefutable facts, proven points. Keep going. Ironclad. You can get, I think, Psalms 12:6. The Lord's words is tried. See if that's it right there.
All right. Piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
The scripture said it's a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So through the Lord's words, you discern and see people for who they truly are. All right? Gives you a sense of X-ray vision. You actually see this world through greater lenses. Read that.
Psalms 12:6. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in the furnace of earth, purified 7 times.
See, the words to the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in the earth.
Tried in a furnace of earth.
See, tried in the furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Meaning it's completion and it's always circulating and refining itself. Same thing with your spirit. Your spirit should be refining itself with the words, because these words are pure, and this is the only way you can become pure-minded. Keep dipping yourself in these pure waters. This is the baptism, and the more you actually circulate, that's how the Lord's sanctuary becomes in you. That's how you become more godly. That's how you become more holy. Going into these different scriptures, and you actually see the world for how it is, which we all, all through the spirit, we already see that this place is gonna, fall. But you see things on a macro level and on a micro level. Scripture says to be not ignorant of a great matter or a small. So it teaches you how to judge and know the ins and outs with these different demons where these different demons is coming through. What's contrary to the book, and know how to execute and know how to discern these different spirits and know how to deal with it through the spirit and power of YAHAWSHI. And that's a power that you have to have in order to overcome this world. If not, you'll get caught up by the fiery darts of the wicked.
That's right.
There's a little bit more on that.
Okay. Verse 7. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord. Thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever.
Well, that's the main point.
Yeah, 2 Thessalonians 2:8.
Galatians 5:16.
And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Right. What's the spirit of the Lord's mouth? These words. And the wicked is Esau. So not only is we exposing the world for how it is, we exposing the white man, we exposing these nations, we exposing these women, exposing 2/3 of our people. We're showing the world, their wickedness. That's how we overcome this world, through actually pushing out the spirit and the pure vibration of YAHAWSHI and exposing the filth of this world. It's a little bit more.
Con. With whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and destroy.
And this place is being consumed. This is a pure fire. These are pure words that we're actually pushing out, and you actually see the vibration or the chemical makeup of this place altering. These high holy days that Esau actually expressed in, the traditions that they actually valued, they're not even the same. Christmas is not the same. Thanksgiving is not the same. You see how people even move on these high holy days. These so-called, high holy days of Esau. It ain't the same. Why? Because of the prophet's words. This place, as we know it, is actually being broken down. You think that we're not doing a major part of that? Through the spirit and power of YAHAWSHI, we're crushing this place. We're actually throwing this whole mood off of this kingdom. And the more and more we push, the more we just sink this place and we rise. Keep going.
God. And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Keep going.
Okay. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
See, Esau is all about all power and signs and lying wonders. Did not Esau lie to this world and cloak it with deception? Telling the black man he's an African, telling us we're monkeys, and that he's basically he's the savior and he's the superior nation. And he had our people drunk off that juice even unto this day. Our people still walk with the white man's foot up his ass. Of their asses, excuse me. But we see the world for how it is. That's how we know how to actually fight against this world. Scriptures say that we don't fight against flesh and blood, but principalities and powers. In order to fight in the battle, you have to know what you're fighting. Our people are actually swinging at air, man. They think they're fighting. They're not even in the midst, man. Here it is. We come overcoming and beating that Satan himself. Our people think they fighting. They over there goddamn looking like retards swinging at the air, man. They don't know what's going on. They're not really on the battlefield. That's how you know this battle is of the greater minds, man. Like I said before, it's all about the ones that's actually inclined and that's on the battlefield, knowing what the hell they're fighting for. That's who you cleave onto. That's who you have beside you and amongst you in the ranks. The ones that's mission focused and actually trying to take over, the right enemy. A nigga be thinking that so-called black men is his main enemy. Man, these niggas ain't doing nothing, man. These little trap boys, who actually projecting that spirit or actually motivating them to even do that? The so-called white man. That's our main enemy. He's the one that's the progenitor of all this wickedness. He's the one that actually, brought us to the point that we're at now. Of course, these niggas ain't right. They're going to get swept out the way also. But the main demon is the so-called white man. And we have to overcome it through the spirit and power of YAHAWSHI through these words. Anybody have anything else?
Yeah, I could just finish up on this.
Okay. After you finish that, you can finish that on Galatians.
John 17 and 19. And for their sakes I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth. Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word. That they may all be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. And
we looking to be one with the Lord. In order to be one with the Lord, you have to do what? First and foremost, bear his cross. In order for the Peter, James, John, the disciples, for them to even be deemed worthy of even being the Lord's disciple, what they had to do? Drink of the same cup of the Lord. Drink of the suffering. Strive with him. Push the word with him. Exalt the voice. Suffer. Same thing with us. If we are of the men of the elect, we have to follow that same path. This is the straight and narrow. This ain't a thing of fun and basically parading. This truth is not a fun boys club gathering. This is a hard job and it's a task. It's a strenuous task that we have to overcome and we have to push with all our might. It takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It takes extreme effort. You know, it takes sometimes being broken down. It takes building the next man up. It takes, self-denial. It takes sacrifices. Like when you play basketball, or you on any sport, if you want to be the best, you have to play like the best. You have to overcome, and you have to outperform all your contemporaries.
That's right.
Show that you are the best out of the thousands of individuals that's actually in the region, so to speak, or even in the world. You showing that you actually are one of them candidates that's actually worthy.
And you
So
have
it's
to
the
give
same thing.
diligence.
And it takes a lot of diligence. That's the main thing. Not that we're competing against each other, but that should be a dedicational drive to push hard. Because you are your worst enemy. That's another thing. You're fighting against yourself. That flesh that you're actually in is looking to sink you down, to take you out. So you have to actually, stay on top of yourself and make sure that demon in you is actually being broken down by the spirit and power of YAHAWSHI. We'll finish that up with Galatians the 5th chapter. Finish up with that.
Galatians 5:16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
So Paul said, walk in the spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Which he's going to, go into the discernment of the two. Keep going.
For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh.
Right, because these are two, spirits that's actually coming against each other, the flesh and the spirit. Two energies that's polar. Keep going.
And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
Keep going.
But if ye be led of the spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication.
First thing that they written of was adultery, and now people are chief adulterers, man. Love to sleep with somebody else's woman and jump into other philosophies. They don't want to serve the Lord. They want to serve everything but the Heavenly Father. Keep going. After adultery.
Fornication.
Which is worshiping other gods. Keep going.
Uncleanness.
And this is what your flesh desires to do. Like it says, your flesh is desperately wicked. Uncleanness. Those two, is examples of uncleanness, but this whole world is unclean. Your flesh desires to jump into unclean environments, man. And you have to push out the spirit of YAHAWSHI and make sure you restrict them demons, man. Right. It's actually inside of you, to keep yourself healthy. Keep going.
Lasciviousness.
Keep going.
Idolatry.
Idol worship. Keep going.
Witchcraft. Hatred.
Hey, sometimes them hatred demons will come on you to jump on you against the next brother. What you got to do? Rebuke them demons. Pray to YAHAWSHI. Take up a fast. Keep going.
Variance.
Read the scriptures. Variance. Keep going.
Emulations.
Keep going.
Wrath.
Keep going.
Strife.
And these are different things that come with you when you're amongst the brotherhood. It comes with the territory. A lot of men, them spirits jump on. They learn how to gradually purge them. Certain men, them demons jump on them and have fucking field day, man.
That's right.
Keep going.
Seditions.
Keep going.
Heresies.
Keep going.
Envyings.
Murder. A lot of men are envious in this truth. Instead of honing in and trying to build off of the next man's talent that's greater than them, they get envious. And they want to take them out. They want to conspire to knock that man out the box so that they could take their position. That the man that's trying to knock him out is not even worthy of. Keep going.
Murders.
Yeah, murders.
Drunkenness.
Jumping into all kind of philosophies and ways of life. Instead of living and operating and drinking of the spirit of these living waters, a lot of these niggas be drunk off that E&J, man. Off that goddamn slits malt liquor.
Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah, that Mad Dog. That bullshit. Keep going. That's why scriptures say wisdom shall not enter into a malicious soul. Because you're not coming in the spirit of the Lord trying to worship the most high power of truth. Like I said, but that heart is full of deceit. Keep going.
Revelings.
Keep going.
And such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh.
Right, because that's a man that's just cluttered with demons. You don't want no man around you that has some type of characteristics. Those are horrible characteristics. That's somebody that's just a low class nigga. That's a nigga. Okay. Keep going.
But the fruit of the Spirit is love.
See, the first thing is love, embracing the law, statutes, and commandments. What did the Lord say? If you love me, keep my commandments. The two greatest things is to love the Lord thy power and love thy neighbor as thy love thyself. Treat a brother good. If you see a brother down and out, you want to help a brother, or you see a brother, in a lower state, help him. Figure out how to, develop that man, whether he's weak. Sometimes a man may get sick and he might catch spirits. Figure out how to, build that man up. Sometimes it takes one individual, to warn the next man or get on him to, help him get out that fire. Sometimes certain men sink in the fire. Sometimes certain words you say help a man, actually stand up and get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
But that's love. Keep going.
Joy.
And with this truth, you gotta have a sense of joy. You can't look at this truth like, damn, man, I'm in this truth. All my Saturdays clogged up. My chick be wanting me to, go out with her on Saturdays, but I know I gotta go to the house and buy it. A lot of men be in the truth and look at this like a burden. I gotta pay my tithes. This thing should be a joy. It should be an honor.
If it's a burden, just leave, man.
Right.
Nobody's
holding you against your will. Putting a gun to your head, telling you, hey, if you leave this, then we gonna, find you. We got all your information. If you want to bounce, just bounce. This like he just said, this thing should be something joyful when you're amongst the brothers. When you really, expressing yourself and you really seeing the spirit of YAHAWSHI for who he is. That's something that's glorious. Keep going.
Peace,
which gives you a peace of mind. Even though we suffer in this place, if we know what we keep and hold fast to YAHAWSHI's word, we're going to overcome everything, no matter how hard it is. The faith of the Lord, if the Lord's spirit rests upon us, there's nothing that can take us out. So that gives you a peace of mind. Even though we warn and even though we're in the midst of the battlefield, you got to rest in the Lord. Keep going.
Yeah.
long suffering.
And that's one of the fruits of the Spirit. Suffering is a good thing, like we just said before. Sometimes you got to sit down and let the Most High's adversities take its toll on you and then clean up all the impurities of your spirit. Keep going.
Gentleness.
And gentleness, be gentle one to another. Show the righteous man his path, teach him, build him up. That's something that's beautiful. Scripture say in Sirach, be as a father to the fatherless. Some men, they come in this truth really not knowing much. So it takes you as a more advanced individual, if you know a lot, teach that man, develop him. Show him how to, build in his craft. Show him how to serve the Lord, YAHAWSHI. Put him on the Hebrew prayers, Put him on the spirit of the Lord, Because you don't know what, individual is what in this truth. Some men, YAHAWSHI is very, very close to, and certain things you do can, actually upset the Lord and jack your ass up.
Don't play with the Lord's flock.
Don't play with the Lord's flock. Keep
You know?
going.
Goodness.
Keep going.
Faith.
Which that's a major thing, man. You gotta maintain that faith. Your faith shouldn't be dwindling in this truth. It should be constantly increasing. If you feel like your faith is dwindling, go to the Lord. Go to your closet, pray. Beat at the Lord's house. YAHAWSHI, nothing like your armor one. Give to me faith. Give to me faith. Give to me faith, please. You got demons on you, go to the Lord about it. Don't show your demons amongst brothers in the camp. Cleanse yourself. This truth is all about keeping your mind pure and unspoiled, so that it can be pure. Keep your garments white. Keep going.
Meekness,
staying humble. Truth ain't, there's no room for pride in this truth. Coming against the next man, and, you ain't the type of individual to take reproof. Well, I ain't the type of person to change. Man, that's stubbornness and that's being proud. And the Most High doesn't deal with pride.
Right.
The pride get casted out. The Most High said that the meek shall inherit the earth. Keep going.
temperance,
Extreme balance. You want to be very balanced in this truth. Because this is a balance beam. When you see somebody walking that balance beam, They focus and they got perfect balance. If not, then they'll tilt over. They're not. Is it not written in the book of Ezra that it's fire on one side and it's water on the other? So that means that we're balancing on something that if we slip up at any moment, we'll fall into basically
Death.
death.
Yeah.
That's right. Keep going.
Against such there is no law.
Keep going.
And they that are Hamashiachs have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts. If we live in the spirit, let us also walk in the spirit.
See that? If we live in the spirit, let us walk in the spirit, which we just, magnify through the spirit, of course, which we just read in Galatians the 5th chapter, magnify the characteristics of the spirit. That's what it's all about. Leaning towards the spirit, staying away from that flesh. Keep beating at it with the spirit of YAHAWSHI, rebuking that flesh. Praying. Like we just said earlier, developing new skills, honing in on your faith, right? Learning wisdom, learning knowledge, learn to understand. Scripture says to be not ignorant of the devices of Satan. So that's all.
Yeah, that's
Oh, you good? Okay, so that's all we have for brothers. Hopefully, brothers will be have been edified with the lesson that we brought up. So we will end it by giving our praise to
Yahawah,
BAHASHAM,
YAHAWSHI.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.